Hello, friends. Welcome to the LeggLife podcast. My name is Adam.
My name is Sherri.
Sherri, Beth, what episode is this?
Number 60.
Okay, but we need to start and we need to talk about something.
Yeah.
Because this is the second time we've recorded episode number 60.
Sure.
I think it was earlier this week. Mm-hmm. I posted something on Instagram stories on LeggLife that was kind of like what kindness is not.
Yeah.
And we got such an amazing response. You guys had so many positive things to say, and you said you wanted to hear more about that. And so we sat down and we recorded that podcast, and then the audio got all jacked up.
Yeah, we realized that the microphone was not completely plugged in, and so the audio was like sort of come and go and like
totally not usable.
Grainy and not great.
And so then we were like, you know what? We can just sit down and re-record it. Here's the problem. We don't want to. Like, can I be honest? Like,
we might do it again another time.
Maybe we'll do it another time. I don't want to talk about kindness tonight. Like, I know that sounds weird. That's not my headspace I'm in.
What do you want to talk about, Adam?
Well, okay. So, it is March, mm-hmm. and it's the end of March, mm-hmm. and most people think that Adam's favorite season is Christmas, right? If you know me, you're like, oh, you know what I bet Adam loves? Christmas, the Christmas season.
Right, and you do.
And I do.
But there's another season that you love more.
Well, I would argue there's another season that overall is just better.
Oh.
And we have entered it. In fact, we entered it on March 21st because from March 21st to April 19th, we celebrate what I consider the most amazing, the greatest, the most fun of all horoscopes. Uh-huh. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Aries season. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And so Sherri always gives me such a hard time for being the stereotypical Aries.
Yeah, and honestly, like what's funny is like reading Aries personalities or signs that you're an Aries or all of I just feel like it's just Adam Legg. Like it's never just like this is a general idea of what Aries. No, it's always just like, oh, they took Adam and then they inserted it into Aries is what I think they did.
Oh, I completely agree. And so we thought, you know what? We're going to do an Aries season podcast. I know we talked about this on Instagram Live recently. There's a whole bunch of fellow Aries. And I just want to take a second and just say, I love you, you beautiful Aries. You beautiful Rams. You Aries it up this season. You celebrate in all of the wild, loud, crazy ways that you need to.
You have 30 days. And then it's no longer your time.
No, here's the thing, though. This is the thing with Aries season. We can't be confined.
No, and honestly, that's the biggest problem is like, yes, there's technically a 30-day period where it is like Aries season. But all of you Aries just assume that year-round is Aries season. It's always your season. It's always all about you.
Yeah. I don't like...
You look really confused.
No, I'm waiting for like, because you were saying that like there was going to be something I disagreed with. And so far I'm like, actually, this sounds right.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So Sherri, let's start the term Aries. Okay. And I do want to say this, like, we're not big into like horoscopes. We're not big into, all of these things are always
the
right.
Astrological signs. And
totally
the whole
not.
thing.
It's like, oh, you're an asparagus rising. That's really cool. We're not into all of that stuff. However, there are some things that really do. It's kind of like the Enneagram.
Yeah.
Or different personality
It really
tests.
does resonate a lot. I think specifically, like, there's a lot of things. So I'm a Libra. There's a lot of things about Libras that don't feel like they connect really with me. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm an oddball Libra, but every single thing about Aries is you.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So let's talk about. And again, not every Aries is this way. There's some oddball Aries, I'm sure. But let's talk about the typical kind of traits, the things that normally are said about defining Aries. Like, what defines an Aries, Sherri?
Well, according to the interwebs.
Okay, which we do use.
We do use.
Sure do.
Aries are spontaneous and courageous.
Okay.
They have a sense of adventure and love to explore. They're determined and bold and are good at initiating new projects. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Oh, gosh.
They have high energy and can initiate quick actions.
That doesn't sound like me at all. High energy? Barely.
Okay. Like their fellow fire signs, Leo and Sagittarius.
What's up, Leos and Sagittariuses?
Aries is a passionate, motivated, and confident leader who builds community with their cheerful disposition and relentless determination.
So it's interesting. I haven't heard all of this. I'm hearing a lot of this for the first time.
Because I'm the one who did the research for this.
That's right, because I don't have the attention span to do that. It's interesting, though, one of the things you just said, because a friend of mine described me, this was a few years ago, we were talking about like, what do we think our superpowers of our friends are? And my friend here in town told me, he goes, I think your superpower, Adam, is building community. He was like, I don't know anybody that's better at building community than you. And to me, I never, until you just said that, I never tied that to maybe my Aries-ness.
Yeah, well, it is.
Interesting.
Yep. This next sentence kind of made me laugh a little bit.
Oh, no.
Uncomplicated and direct in their approach, they often get frustrated by exhaustive details and unnecessary nuances, like reading and directions at all. Instructions.
So I want you to know, anything that we get in our house that has any level of instructions or directions to do, to put together, to build, I 100% don't do it.
You hand me this and you say, help.
Oh,
do this. Tell me what to do.
No, here's the thing. It's not even a fact that I'm like, oh, I'm not good at this, I won't mess it up.
You just won't.
I just won't. Like, I'm like, it can be a bookshelf still in the box, right? Like, we can stack books on top of that box. Like, doesn't that still count? I just,
Lord Almighty,
the nuances and all of that stuff, my brain shuts off, and
you just will not.
No, when I look at a page of instructions, that page may as well be in a foreign language because I am not doing it. All right, what else we got?
All right, well, Aries is the first sign of the astrological year.
We're in first place, gold medalists.
Represented by the ram.
Uh-huh.
Think of a ram with his powerful horns charging forward to meet the world head on.
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
Yes. Aries is also sometimes called the newborn baby of the zodiac. That doesn't mean you're helpless or immature or babyish. Well,
sometimes.
Rather, it's about newness and potential. From here, everything is possible.
Oh my gosh.
Here, it's fully within your power to create the life that you need.
Can you stop for a second? Because this is so me.
Yes.
And this is one of those things that I have always believed this. That we have the power within us to create the lives that we want. It is not about your education. It is not about the job you get. It is not about the family you come from. It is not about all of that kind of stuff. Yes, there are people in this world who have more of a head start, more of an advantage. All of that stuff is true. We don't all start from equal footing. We just don't in the world we live in. Mm-hmm. But we all do have the possibility, I genuinely believe this, to build the kind of life that we want. And so, sorry, Sherri, you're like, I don't know what the expression is on your face. A lot of you guys don't know this about me. Like,
a little bit of fascination, a little bit of disbelief.
I dropped out of
cynicism.
I dropped out of high school, and within a matter of years of making that decision, had a ridiculously successful corporate job. Not because I had good education, not because of anything that really I did, other than the fact that, and I credit this to my mom. Honestly, this isn't from me. This is from my mom. That she always instilled in me, like, Adam, like, you can build the life that you want. You can do the things that you want. You have it within you to, like, go after your dreams. And even still to this day, I believe that for myself, and I believe that for our friends. And so I'm like, what's that? You want to travel the world and be like a travel vlogger, or you want to be like a van life person, or you want to visit 100 countries or learn 20 languages? Cool. Let's do that.
Have at it.
Like 100%.
Go for it.
Like, oh yeah, you can do all those things.
There's nothing stopping you.
There's nothing stopping you other than the fact that you don't think you can, or other than the fact that I have other obligations, or my family, or this. Like, I just am such a believer that we have the power within us to build the exact life that we want. Mm-hmm. Sorry. And I always thought it came from my mom, which I do think largely it does, but I guess also probably part of my Aries-ness.
Yes.
Did I get on a soapbox there for a
second?
second?
A little bit, but you know what? It's all right.
I didn't mean to, but I'm
you
really...
do you, boo.
I'm really passionate about this because I think we live in a world where people build lives based on what they think they're supposed to do and based on the expectations they think that they're supposed to, like, accomplish for family or for job or for careers or for whatever. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, is this the life that you want for yourself? Like, are you building the life that you want? And that's even a question for me, because the reality is that there's a lot of things that I do out of obligation. There's a lot of things that I do because I think I'm supposed to. And so I'm not just speaking to other people, I'm speaking to myself too. Like, Adam, is the life you're building the life that you really want? Because you have the power to build that. So, sorry, soapbox, I'm done. I'll get, geez Louise.
Are you sure?
Maybe I am an Aries. You know what? Maybe I am. Maybe. Please continue.
All right. Aries energy tends to run hot, impulsive, and direct. Literally the very next sentence. Just so we're clear, this was not planned.
Oh my God, I'm the worst, aren't I?
You're just the best.
But okay, hold on. Before you move on. This is true about me. I get really passionate about things. In fact, there are so many times that I want to sit down with a friend and just look at them in the eye and say, like, please listen to me. Mm-hmm. Because like I feel this, and it's like it's in my chest. It's this burning fireball.
Hot, impulsive, direct.
Is that what it just said? Yeah. Damn it. Yes. It's like it's in my chest, this passion to like just help and love and encourage and support and be like,
You're the cutest thing.
Can't describe it.
On the planet. I
Sorry,
cannot
go
handle
ahead.
you. Okay.
So far, I gotta say, none of this really me. I'm not feeling it. Okay, get that look off your face.
Oh, wow. All right. It's a fire sign.
What?
And it's also ruled by Mars.
Just, I also don't know what that means. I know there's like air signs, fire signs, water signs, and stop signs. Is that right?
I don't really know either. I haven't done that much research. Ruled by Mars, the planet of drive and desire.
Ooh.
Aries carries a powerful drive and determination. It's not reason or intellect that propels Aries through the world, but pure force of will.
Okay, that's 100% me. In fact, can you read that again? I need to hear that. I was zoning off.
It's not reason or intellect that propels Aries through the world, but pure force of will.
My God, that's so true. Mm-hmm. It is reason and intellect are two things that literally never enter my brain.
That's what I'm here for. I'm the reason and the intellect, the 100%. Logic.
If you were to enter the reason and intellect part of my brain, you would have to bring a broom to sweep away the cobwebs that exist in that part. Because it just doesn't exist.
I know. It's okay. This confidence can sometimes seem like aggression.
Mm-hmm. What? No.
But it's often simply straightforwardness and unwillingness to scheme or tiptoe or lie.
Yeah, and that's, I'm very much just be honest with me.
Yeah.
Like, just tell me how it is. Like, don't tiptoe around. Like, just be honest. Give it to me straight.
Yep.
That's a big deal with me.
Yep. So we just talked about how I'm like the balance for you.
Very much.
But let's talk about the star signs with whom Aries compatibility naturally soars.
Ooh, and you are what now?
I am a Libra.
You're a Libra. What is a Libra? What is the animal or the sign thing? Do you know? Is it like we have no clue. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. A Libra, I bet it's a liger.
Probably. I do know that Libra is very like everything needs to be balanced, everything needs to be fair.
I'm Googling it right now.
Okay.
It's an air sign.
Okay.
Represented by the scales. Oh, fairness. Oh my gosh, that's so you.
100%. Yeah.
What?
Yep. Okay, so there are 3 star signs with whom Aries naturally are compatible with.
Well, one of them must be a Libra because you're a Libra.
Gemini, Leo, and Sagittarius. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Not a Libra.
Okay.
Your soulmate sign
must be a Libra.
Is a Leo.
Okay. That's just getting awkward.
This is awkward.
Hello, Leos. Hello.
Yeah. These pairings are most likely to result in relationships that are harmonious, passionate, and built to last. So apparently ours is not.
We're not harmonious, passionate, or built to last. Here's the thing. We had a good run.
We did.
We had a heck of a run. So Leo is July 23rd to August 22nd. So there's that. All right. What else we got, Sherri?
Okay, so that was all the stuff that I just stole from the interwebs.
There was some things that I thought were interesting. You had talked about, like, celebrities, other celebrities that are Aries.
Yes.
And, like, I remember Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Was one of them, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yep, let me pull that article back up.
But there was another one to me that...
Oh, gosh.
There's another one to me that really stood out, and I thought, oh, this is so me... Because...
It's Tracy Chapman.
This is one of my favorite songs. In fact, this is maybe a top 3 song. Got a problem. Except here's the thing.
You only know every 10th word.
So this is not just with this song. This is with most songs. I learn, I would say, I bet I know 20% of the words of a song. The nice thing, though, is that the other 80% of the time, I can just fill with rhythmic humming, tapping, or dancing, and I'm good.
Yeah, you are. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, so obviously Tracy Chapman, Selena.
Heck yes.
Aretha Franklin.
Oh, come on.
Lady Gaga.
I gotta say.
Or other, like, celeb Aries.
Here's my thing. Mm-hmm. What'd you just name? 3 or 4? Lady Gaga, Aretha Franklin, Tracy Chapman, and Selena. So the 5 of us, that's a super group.
It is, yep.
That is a super group of Aries.
Yep. Yeah, so let me go back to my list here.
While you go back to the list, hold on. So look like this. Okay, I'm done.
And you know what? Here's what's funny, is it's not just like this song. Like, this is one of your favorite songs. You've probably listened to it 10,000 times.
Probably more than that.
And you still only know 20% of the words because you can't be bothered to actually learn them.
No, and I'm singing.
As a Libra, you're driving me crazy. Learn the damn words.
Hold on, let's see what words I know. Nope. Take care of him. See, I knew that. I know take care of him. So there we go, Sherri. That's what I got.
I love you.
Thank you
so much.
So one of the things that we really wanted to do is to say, okay, so we read those definitions and it's like, yep, Adam certainly seems to check a few of the Aries boxes.
Just a few.
But I told Sherri, I was like, imagine that I am on trial. And I have been charged with being an Aries. And this... What? Why are you... This is how my brain works.
This whole scenario is very Aries.
I have to build a whole scene around me.
All right, how about it?
And so, you are my lawyer.
Okay.
Apparently I couldn't afford better representation.
An actual good lawyer.
No, scales.
Oh, yep.
Justice.
Okay. Oh, that's true.
Thank you.
I'm more judge than lawyer, but
believe me, I know. And your job is to give the reasons why. This is your closing argument on why Adam is an Aries. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, what are the things that I do that when you think of, oh man, this is my argument as to why you're an Aries. And so I had you write a list. So you have a list.
I have a list
that I'm nervous about.
Of things that you do.
Okay. Oh, God.
That are just very Aries.
Oh, God.
And I'm actually curious to know, in the comments below, over on YouTube, actually, if you go to LeggLife Podcast, I want to know if any of these resonate with you, if you are an Aries, or if you have an Aries in your life.
Okay. If these things are not just me.
Right.
All right. So tell me, argue for me as to why I'm an Aries, and I'll see if I agree.
You leave every single cabinet door open.
Okay.
Always.
Okay, hold on.
Every single last one.
I don't leave... This is kind of like song lyrics. I probably leave 20% open. No, I probably leave 40% open.
You leave 80% open. You close 20%. You know about the 20%.
That's probably what I meant. And so what's really funny is that I've tried to get better about this. And there are some times that I'll walk into the kitchen and I'll just look and I'll be like, damn it.
There's 3 cabinet doors and 3 drawers. Open. Just open.
I'm so sorry.
And I'm not entirely sure that you know how to close the cabinet doors in the bathroom.
Upstairs in our bathroom? Oh, yeah. No, I don't know that I know that there are doors on those.
Well, you know that to open them.
Well, I guess that's true. I thought they were one way. I didn't know.
But it's funny because with the doors open, the way that our bathroom is arranged, with the cabinet doors open, you can't get to the light switch. Which also means you leave the light on.
Well, that's the thing is why you don't need to get the light switch when the light's already on. I'm saving us time. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Every single light is always left on.
There's an old country song that says every light in the house is on. Mm-hmm. That's me.
That's you. And it's really funny because almost every night we go to bed and I'm like, there's lights on downstairs. And I'm the lightest sleeper on the planet. And so how many times have you had to get up and go turn off all the lights downstairs?
Oh, so many times. It's if there is a light on at the other side of the house on the first floor, Sherri's like, I sense that there's illumination somewhere.
I can't sleep.
And I'll be like, all right, I'll be back. And then I have to come downstairs and shut off the 36 lights.
I'm going to say, it's not one light in the back corner of, the studio. It's every light downstairs.
So I'm going to tattle on myself. Also, this is going to take a very long time to get through this list.
Oh, no.
So we have stories for all these. I came home, I think this was on my week between trips recently. And I'd been home in the morning, and then I think I had a meeting somewhere, and I came back home after the meeting, and I walked in, and every light upstairs, living room, hallway, bathroom, our bedroom was on. The entryway light was on. I came downstairs, the kitchen light, the above stove light was on, which like I intentionally must have turned on. But then I like all the lights down here, including even the ring light here in the studio, as if I was filming a video.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And I was just like, oh God.
Every light. Yep.
Maybe I'm trying to support the economy by helping the electric company.
Oh. Or kill the earth.
Well, okay.
One or the other.
Well, one or the other. All right, what's next?
You have a short attention span.
Oh no! Oh, dang it!
And what's funny is like even as we were like building this list and like I was researching and then we were sort of talking about things like as I came across articles, you were on 17 different websites and you played snippets of Fast Car. Yep, 37 times. And I was just like, can you focus?
No.
Focus on the one thing that we are talking about right this second. Nope.
I have 5 tabs on my browser open right now, and that's the least amount I've probably had open all day. I bet normally for me in my Google Chrome, I normally have 10 to 15 tabs open.
Stress me out.
Sorry.
Stress me the hell out. You never plug in your phone. So don't try to be like you're trying to support the electric company because you never plug in your damn phone. Your phone spends more time in that red than any other color.
Oh, without a doubt.
Like it's never green. It's rarely like that yellow, like the low power. Like it's just like it's red all the time.
My phone right now, because I plugged
single digits.
Because I plugged it in when we started recording this podcast, it is at 42%. And here's the thing: I guarantee that it has not been higher than 42% This is the highest it's been all day.
Like, because you're on your phone before you go to sleep, and then you usually sleep on your phone.
I normally fall asleep with the phone in the bed.
And then you wake up, and it's at, like, 3%.
And it's somewhere under me.
So you start the day
oh, yeah.
at, like,
red.
Nothing.
Oh, there are days that I start my day and my phone's below 5%. And I go through my day getting just enough charge. Like, I'm like, oh, man, it's going to die soon. So then I'll, like, plug it in for a couple minutes, and it gets to 7%. I'm like, okay. And then I, like...
And you know what's funny is, like, to try to combat this... We have charging cords in the studio where we are currently recording. We have charging cords in the kitchen. We have charging cords by both of our chairs upstairs in the living room. We have charging cords on both sides of our bed. We have like everywhere you could possibly be aside from like sitting on the toilet. Mm-hmm. You are able to charge your phone. You just don't.
I love you.
I love you.
Thanks. Sorry.
You're also a constant sound machine. Do you want to? Yeah.
Okay, so
Do you want to discuss this?
Let's do it. Tell them.
Your constant need to just make noise.
Here's the thing: is that
24 hours a day. Every second of the day, you have to be making noise, even when you're sleeping.
I don't necessarily. Well, no, I don't do this intentionally. I just feel like I have to fill the space with sound. And I don't know that I'm doing it. So, like, we'll be sitting here, and I'll just be like...
quiet, introverted Libra.
And I'm just sitting here, I'll drum on stuff, just like... And Sherri's like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. And then I'm just like... And Sherri's like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. What are you doing? I'm being quiet.
Well, and it's really funny because, like, you'll sit in the living room with me, like, while I'm reading. Yeah. And you'll be on your phone or on your computer or whatever and, like, allowing me to just sit in quiet and read. Yeah. But it's no joke, like, every, couple of minutes. You're like, I love you. How you doing? What are you doing? I'm like...
Wow, sorry I care. Wow, Sherri. Sorry that I care.
Yeah, well, all right. Also, your constant fidgeting plays into this constant noise.
Oh, man. I am always...
You're unable to just, like, sit.
Like, I literally just took my ring off to play with it as you said that.
I know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm always moving. I'm always, like... And some of it, I think, might be, like, nervous tick kind of stuff. I have a number of those. But some of it is just, like, constantly moving. So when we go to a restaurant For example, they'll bring you like one of those like paper coasters, right? Like a cardboard coaster. Almost without fail.
Destroyed.
I tear it into 1,000 pieces.
Yeah.
I rip up napkins. I crunch my napkins. I just am always fidgeting. And I know like people are like, oh, get a fidget spinner. Those don't really work for me. It's almost like a fidget spinner helps my hands fidget, but I need more like movement. I need to like I wiggle a lot.
Also, fidget spinners drive your wife crazy.
Well, this is the problem is that like there's not...
Because then there's just this constant clicking and tapping and I'm just like, oh dear God.
Oh man. I gotta say, now that we're talking through this list, you are a saint.
I know.
And can we give a shout out to my mom for like dealing with me as a kid? And oh my gosh.
Like now you have like some self-awareness, but I can't imagine like 4-year-old Adam.
I bet he was great.
Your poor mother.
My poor mother.
Nita, I'm sorry.
All right, what's next?
Your aversion to following directions or instructions of any kind.
We talked about
that. We did talk about this.
That's so true.
It is, like, it's really funny. Like, you bought a gimbal for your phone today, and you literally, like, you opened the package and handed me the one page of instructions and said, here, tell me what to do.
It's a quick start guide, and I looked at it.
It's a quick start guide that's literally... Like, you open it up and it's one page.
But here's the thing, and this is why this is what's hard to, I think, communicate, is that to me, I open it up and I look at that, and it is so instantly overwhelming that what I will do is put it back in the box and literally never open it again. Because that quick start guide is overwhelming to me. And so I know that's like super foreign to you, but like I look at that and I'm just like, hell no.
As somebody who like reads literally every word ever around me, I don't understand. I don't understand that. But that's also why you have me, so that I can tell you how to use your toys that you buy.
God bless you.
This is a positive.
Okay.
That can go toward not negative, but I don't know. Okay. You're hardworking. Mm-hmm. You're very hardworking, which I think is great. But you have this need to turn every hobby into a job.
100%. And I've talked a ton about this, that I monetize everything. And here's the thing is that I don't intend to. So I don't go into something thinking, oh, how can we make money at this? There's a lot of things that I do. And then it's like, oh, there's a thing here. So like naturally you would take it to the next level. Right. And so it's like, oh, I made beard oil for myself. And then some friends asked me to start making beard oil for them. So I made beard oil for them.
And then you're like, oh, I can sell this.
Yeah, and then it's like all of a sudden we're making 100 bottles of beard oil at our kitchen table. That's kind of how that's how my brain goes, is I struggle with doing things just for enjoyment. In fact, we'll talk more about this soon because my next tattoo I'm going to get soon actually is a reminder to me to stop, slow down, and enjoy, because I really struggle with those things. Because to me, I can be so driven that I struggle to do things purely for the enjoyment of them. And even things that I start doing for the enjoyment quickly morph into like another job or another task. In fact, it was hilarious because you guys won't know this yet because this is going to come out before our vlogs. Yeah. But Sherri got a couple tattoos.
Yes, I did.
You guys are going to see that in an upcoming vlog. And yesterday we were in with her tattoo artist, and she was asking me about just like who myself, telling about myself, talking about my future tattoo and all that.
Because this is the third time I've been with her, but this is the first time you have met her.
Yeah, so she was asking a lot about me, and it was hilarious because she stopped me like mid-sentence. She goes, "You're an Aries, aren't you?" And I was like, "Oh no."
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that one, like, again, hardworking is a great thing. And here's the thing, I want to say this. I think that a lot of these things have positive aspects, but a lot of them also have negative aspects, right? It's true with all aspects of our personality. And I completely see, know, and own all of the things that are negative about this with me. Like, I'm not under any illusion that it's like, what are you talking about? I'm not those things. Oh no, I completely am. Like,
but I think it's also important to see, know, and whatever it was, what you just
said. Like the positive.
And own the positive.
Very much.
Yes. It's not, this whole list isn't just like terrible things about you. Like the hardworking. I think it's really great that you are hardworking, that I have never in our marriage had to be concerned about where our next meal is coming from, whether we're going to have a roof over our heads. that has never been a concern for me because I know that you will do whatever you need to do to make sure that we are taken care of.
Completely. And Aries tend to be very loyal, very passionate. Like, we tend to fight for the people and the things that we believe in and love. And so, like, there's a lot of really great things about being an Aries as well. But I think it's important to look at this stuff and say, oh, yeah, I do all of those things.
Yes.
All right, so what's next?
Well, so this has to do with the short attention span. You are bored easily and you abandon things quickly.
100%.
And so I'm thinking golf clubs.
Yeah.
I'm thinking guitars.
Guitars, completely.
There have been a few times in our marriage that you have decided you're going to take up golf.
You know what?
You have never, ever once actually gone golfing.
I've owned 3 full sets of golf clubs.
Full sets.
Never went golfing once.
Correct. And then we get rid of it because you're like, I'm never going to go. And then you're like, you know what I'm going to get into? Golfing.
You know, I'd like golf. And some of this goes back to the fact that I don't have hobbies that I just simply enjoy.
Yep.
And so I want that. Like, I genuinely want that in my life. And so I'm like, oh, that could be it. And so I had a friend one time describe me as an obsession looking for a compulsion. And it's so right on that, like, I'm looking for things to give myself fully to. The problem is that if it doesn't capture me, then I will abandon it so quick.
Or if you have to learn something in order to do it. If you have to read instructions or watch videos to learn how to do it.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I
don't think that you'll put the time into it.
But I think about all of the things that I have learned, whether it's even like graphic stuff or like video stuff. I think that if it doesn't capture me, like
it's a passion thing.
It's a passion thing. If I'm not hooked from the beginning, I am out immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like...
with golf clubs, with guitars.
Guitars, I've bought several of them. And because I want to learn. And here's the thing. I genuinely want to learn. But I'm not hooked enough to learn. Like, I'm not captivated enough to care.
That's how you are with books, too. Like, if the book loses you for a second, you're done.
Oh, I cannot push through a chapter where we're just building the plot. I'm like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah.
And so...
like, it has to hook you from the first sentence and keep you to the last, or you just won't finish the book.
Very much.
Yeah.
Very, very much.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
You are passionate, you are affectionate, and you are very romantic. I love those things about you.
Yeah.
Those are very Aries traits. And... in fact, one of the things that we were reading talked about, like, little love notes and big grand gestures and that kind of stuff. And, like, that's absolutely you. Like, with the way that you are with me, like, making my lunch every day and putting little notes in my lunchbox. And,
like, you have hundreds of those.
I have hundreds of little notes that you've written me. And sometimes it's just like, I love you. Sometimes it's like, have a great day. Sometimes it's these long things about how you know it's been a rough week, or I'm going into a rough day or a rough week or whatever, and you're praying for me and you know I've got this, and like these long, wonderful notes. But they all vary. And like you take the time to write those, and I love that.
You know what's interesting is that, so again, a lot of this for me, as we're going through this podcast, is stuff that I've never tied to... again, Ariesness. I'll use that word. I don't think it's a word, but it is now. I've just kind of always thought they were just personality things that I had or whatever. To me, when I think of those kind of things, like romantic gestures, I think of the entire spectrum to like the tiniest, the little text, just like, hey, I miss you, I'm thinking about you, that kind of thing. But then I also think like, how can I like write Sherri's name on the moon? You know what I mean? Like, how can I like how can I get Elon Musk to send me the moon so that I can like walk out a heart so that she can look through a telescope and see the heart that I wrote for her on the moon? I mean, like, that's how my brain works. My brain works on that whole spectrum. Like, I think of the littlest tiny things, and then I think of like the biggest grand gestures, because I can't separate those two. Like, those to me it's all part of the package. Like, and so I can't, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's odd to me to think of people that don't think that way. Like I'm like
your wife.
Well, yeah, I mean, kind of, we've talked a lot about that. But like, to me, that's just how my brain works. Yeah.
Well, I do hope that someday you can find a Leo or a Gemini or Sagittarius.
I know. Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
That you'll actually really get along with.
One of these days.
And then one of these days, I know. So that's kind of the list that I had. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
What is your
Aries season?
What is your favorite thing about being married to an Aries?
It's never boring. Sometimes I might prefer a little bit boring.
Yep.
Just because I am boring, but I balance this out. Like,
Yeah.
I am the vanilla to your chocolate.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't think it's fair to even call Aries are not chocolate. Aries are birthday cake with extra mixed in sprinkle funfetti, and then we added a little bit of whipped cream, and then we added some marshmallow topping, and then we dipped it in chocolate and added some more sprinkles.
Yeah, that sounds right.
100%.
Okay, so I'm your vanilla. I'm the vanilla to that.
Yeah.
Of you. I keep us boring.
Can I please make you a shirt that says "I keep us boring"? Oh my gosh.
Sorry. I keep us reasonable and logical and intellectual.
Yeah, boring works. Because all those things sound really boring. All those things sound boring to me.
Yep. Yes, our life is never boring, and I do actually enjoy that. I know that you love me. I know that everybody else knows that you love me. You make sure that everybody else knows that you love me. And I love that.
Yeah. One of the things that I think is it's awkward about sharing our life on YouTube because I don't know, how much do you share? How much do you not share? Especially me as an Aries where so much can be so over the top. Like we share such a small part of that. But one of the things that has been really important for me and our channel is I just don't think there's a lot of examples out there in the world of guys who aren't afraid to say like, you know what? I really love my wife. But then also to be real and say, but also like marriage isn't easy.
Right. Like we are very different people and
100%.
We don't always get along.
Yeah.
Like we have to work at it, but
I really love my wife.
But I really love you and I'm willing to work at it.
And so that's one of the things that we've tried to do on our channel and that I've tried to do on the channel is just to be a place that I don't know. I just think in a world like today, people, young kids who grew up watching YouTube need to see that it's like, oh, wait a second. You can be a dude and still be over the top in love with your wife. Like, yeah, you freaking better be.
Right.
Like, yeah, you better be.
Right. And you are allowed to tell other people in your life that you are over the top in love with your wife.
Freaking hire Elon Musk, get to the moon, stamp out a heart. Yeah, they got to stamp out a star because I already got the heart. Like, buy a telescope. Take her out into the middle of a field, pack a picnic, have her look up at the moon, and there's the heart you stamped out.
Yeah.
Do it. So, there you go. Aries season.
Aries season.
It's the greatest.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Oh, and more Tracy Chapman.
There is never too much Tracy Chapman.
Well, that could be.
Listen to that.
I know. No, I know. I love it.
I'm waiting for a word that I know. This way. Nope, I thought it was today. It's this way. Dang it! I don't even know that word. So,
oh, goodness gracious.
All right, well, sure.
Yeah. Okay, so I mentioned earlier, search on the YouTubes, go to YouTube, type in LeggLife Podcast.
Yeah.
Subscribe to this channel.
Subscribe to this channel because, as Sherri's talking, hold on, I want to look and see how many subscribers we have.
Yeah, this is the only way that you can actually interact with our podcast at the time. None of the other podcast platforms you can actually interact with. So we do have obviously all our podcasts on all the other platforms, but we
Apple, Spotify, Google.
Yeah, but we also have it on the YouTube so that we can interact with you guys.
And we have 394 subscribers over there. We're almost to 400 subscribers.
400. So we would really love for you guys to go over there and sub, but also we want to know, are you an Aries? Do you know an Aries? Do you love an Aries?
Oh, man.
It's a lot of love.
Yeah, but you get a lot of love back.
That's true.
Because one of the things that we read, this is a little inappropriate. One of the things we read that was like, if you want to describe like what an Aries dream life is, it's travel, sex, and adventure.
Yep.
And I was like, no,
yeah.
Actually, that kind of makes sense.
Yep. Very physical.
Kind of makes sense. And so go over there, subscribe, leave a comment. I want to hear from my fellow Aries. And I want to hear from those of you who have Aries in your life, just as Sherri said. Aries, just...
If you are an Aries or if you love an Aries, we want to know if any of this list resonated with you. if there are other very Aries things about you or your Aries.
Love that.
Yep.
Love that question.
Yep. And also, what's another question we can ask?
I literally don't know. I don't know where you're going with that.
I don't know either.
Okay.
What is your
I'm
what
just
is
gonna sit
your
here and watch you
star
get out of
sign?
this.
I know.
Oh.
What is your star sign?
That's right.
And are you compatible with your?
Because we
are apparently not.
We absolutely are not.
Yeah, sorry about that.
All right. What am I supposed to be with again?
A Gemini.
I just said a Sagittarius. That's a new one. Any Sagittarius out there? No?
None that we know of. Sagittarius, Gemini, or Leo.
A Sagittarius, Gemini, or Leo.
Yep.
And you're a Libra.
I'm a Libra.
Weird.
Yep.
All right, friends. We love you guys so much. Happy Aries season. I hope. Here's my benediction. May the road...
Okay.
We're ending a church service. My benediction to you is this Aries season, may your life be loud and full of life. May the cabinet doors be open. May the lights be turned on. May you tap and hung and sing every fifth word that you know at the top of your lungs.
May you have a lot of Tylenol ibuprofen.
May you be full of passion, and may you fight for your friends and spread all of the joy and cheer that you amazing, beautiful Aries bring to this world. In the nombre de Jesus, amen. All right, friends, we love you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.